I think I need Wyatt as like my lean on two guy. So yeah. Real estate. Okay, ready? I like totally forgot what it was. Hello, Austin, Texas. You're listening to the home team with Troy and Wyatt, where we bring sports and money to you for something other than what I'm trying to say. It's real estate and money. God, dog. All right, we ready? One more time. Ready? Hello, Austin, Texas. You're listening to the home team with Troy and Wyatt, where we bring real estate and money to you for your education and entertainment. If you have any questions about anything we say today, please reach out to me at loansfromtroy.com or give me a call at 855-299-HOME. And as always, this segment is brought to you by Security National Mortgage, where we turn houses into homes by financing your American dream. So, hey, everybody. First off, I just wanted to let y'all know that Wyatt is not here. So we have Ernesto Gerardo. Welcome, Ernesto. He is the one of the top dogs, I guess is the best way to say it, at the MilitaryMillionaires.com.
Yes, themilitaryMillionaires.com.
Yeah, and so you help, veterans, disabled and not as well, but you help them, with their military exit plan. You help them with, real estate investing, financial investing, understanding, and also mental health and everything else. So thank you for, first of all, as an ex-veteran, as a veteran, thank you very much for doing that, because,
sure.
People don't understand what the veteran goes through, the military person goes through, and sometimes they leave without wanting to leave. An injury or something like that, and so they just leave. And it's hard for some people. So having organizations like yourself is a great asset to the veteran, and so thank you.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, it came about because my dad was a Green Beret, my brother's currently an officer in the Coast Guard, and my sister's going to Annapolis. And my business partner Cody, he's a 100% disabled veteran. So 100% disability is what we try to aim for that $3,600 a month in cash flow for the veteran and his family. Teach them how to invest in real estate the right way, 2 to 4 units ideally, so they can cash flow and live for free, and then give them the wealth management services that they need to retire, and planning and all that good stuff, tax advantage strategies, and then mental health training, because that's what's going to help you enjoy the financial part that we help you build through the MilitaryMillionaires.com.
Yeah, awesome, man, and that's a great program, and so I'm excited about this part because. For me, this segment is kind of the reason why I wanted to do this, because most people have zero concept about money. They have no idea how it works. They don't understand it. It just comes in and goes out, and then someday right before they go to retire, it all kind of comes clear to them what they've done wrong their entire life, and it's too late at that point. And so that's what this segment is for me. It's that chance to help people, especially the younger I can help, the better.
Yeah, sure.
Because of compound interest and stuff like that. And you are an ex-teacher, learned student of the Rich Dad Poor Dad program, which is Robert Kiyosaki. Funny thing is, the very first thing I ever bought off of the internet was the book Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh, yeah.
But when it came in, it was like an inch and a half tall, and it was a little quote book. It wasn't the actual book. And so I'm like, I'll never buy anything off the internet again. And I went and bought the book from the store and had to, but it was just so funny, because I'm like, I finally dove into the internet buying, and I failed miserably. And now I have drones deliver stuff to my house,
Exactly.
but yeah, and reading that book was to me, it was the first time I'd opened my eyes that everything I understood about money was wrong.
Right.
Everything. It was in 2007-ish, 2008, the economy was collapsing, all that sort of stuff was going on, and I had a great financial run, like 6 or 7 years of a great, income. Right. And then it all collapsed, and I looked around and I had nothing.
Right.
And I'm like, how could this be? And so that was one of the first books I read, and I said, oh, that's how it is. I'm a spender. That's who I am. I'm just a W-2 spender. And so everything in my life kind of changed after that. And so I really delved into it. I really learned. I tried to understand, but I equated all to Robert Kiyosaki's entire philosophy. I moved on to, adding, Dave Ramsey on the backside once I kind of understood that, and The Richest Man in Babylon's excellent little read for you as well.
Yeah.
And those are the things that taught me that it's not just multiple streams of income. It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger's, one of his most famous lines, other than "I'll be back," is it's not what you make that matters, it's what you keep that matters. And so that's what I learned from, that's the synopsis of that entire book was, it's how you make more to keep more. And he was the first one, because I couldn't understand why I couldn't save, right? I just couldn't understand it. And he was the first one that taught me to pay myself first.
Right.
And that was his biggest thing. It's like, because you'll figure out how to make your light payment. You'll figure out how to, you get your food on the table, but at the end of the month, you won't figure out how to put money in a savings.
Right.
And so those were the things that I really took away from everything he said as far as that. And again, the multiple streams. It's working for someone, you are making them rich.
Yeah, I mean, if you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, he goes into assets and liabilities. But one of the more powerful books that he has as well is called the Cash Flow Quadrant. Right. So the Cash Flow Quadrant, on the left side, you're an employee or a specialist. So an employee is a regular 9-to-5 person. A specialist, maybe a doctor, a lawyer, something like that. On the right side, you have business person and you have investor, right? I'm a professional investor and a business person. So as an investor in real estate people don't pay any taxes. That's why Donald Trump doesn't want to show his tax returns, because he didn't pay any taxes, right? Because I'll take a property, I'll joint venture with somebody for a down payment, I'll pay them a percentage of commission, I'll have them put the money down, I'll get a loan for 80% of the rest, I'll invest in the property, I'll hold it for 2 years, I'll call it my primary residence. I'll either take the cash out when I sell it, $250,000. I didn't pay any taxes on it, right? And now I have a lump sum of money that I could go reinvest and make me more money and to tie it with more debt and accumulate a bigger wealth faster. And I never pay any taxes, because taxes is one of the biggest debts anybody will ever pay for.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to 39% of your income.
Right. Yeah. I mean, not only that, but there's infinite banking concepts, right? Borrowing against your IUL or your term life or whatever, right? You're able to borrow against it at a 1% interest rate, right? If you load up your policy with $1 million policy, you could borrow up to 80% at a 1% loan.
Right. You
can use that $800,000 to buy a ton of real estate, or you can use that to and attach it, because I do mergers and acquisitions as well. So you can use that to work with the SBA. SBA will give you 90% down for a business to buy. You can seller's equity can inject 5%, and all you have to come up with is 5%. So when I did that in Texas, the reason I moved to Texas is because I was buying 2 healthcare companies. It was a $5 million transaction. I only had to put in $200,000, and I got it from an investor. So I had no money in the deal. It was infinite returns, and I was able to make the money. And I don't pay any taxes on it.
Yeah, and that's the part that people don't understand. It's funny to me because people, in my opinion, they put limitations on themselves, right? Everything they do, that if you hear that I can't or I don't understand or that won't work for me, then it won't.
Well, it's just like Robert Kiyosaki said, right? If somebody says a statement to themselves, it says, "Oh, I can't afford this. I can't do that." That's a statement. A statement closes the mind. If somebody says, "Oh, how can I do this? How can I find a way? How can I be an investor?" That's a question. It makes the mind search and answer. It makes it figure out how I can make this possible, because the brain wants to figure things out. So, and then you start talking to the right people. You hear a program like what we're talking about right now, and maybe most of the people, I would assume majority of people have no idea what we're talking about, and it's the first time hearing it. They're going to be interested in learning more. They could go to the militarymillionaires.com. They could find me on Instagram at Ernesto, Ernesto Gerardo, Gerardo. They could go to the Military Millionaires Method. DM me, hit me up on my website, and we can talk about more strategies like this. And somebody like yourself that knows these strategies, how education, the school system, the VA, none of them want to teach you how to do that. They want you to be a cog in the matrix, and they want you to be working for the man. Right?
Yeah, and that's funny is that people don't. I don't believe people understand that the current education system was designed to create factory workers.
Right.
I mean, that's what the education system came out in the 20s and 30s, and it was designed to put people onto assembly lines and things like that. Right. And it's starting to evolve now because they have STEM and some other things, but it never really evolved up until just recently because they're trying to figure it out. Because
it's not evolving fast enough in my opinion, because in China, for every one American engineer that comes out in China, they have 20,000.
Yeah,
that's the statistic.
Yeah,
so that's insane, right? They're controlling their STEM, and then they steal IP on top of that.
Yeah,
so it's like they're exponentially growing.
Yes, they are. Yeah, but that's the thing is that there are when I joined the military, it was funny because I was telling you about this as far as the service, but I had to teach guys how to balance checkbooks.
Right.
I mean, that seems like a very basic skill back then. Now it's not, but at the time, in the 90s, understanding how much money you had in your bank, how much money you had about to come out, and, things like that was very important. People had no concept. And I'm like, what? To me, at that point, that's when I realized, school was not the end all be all. It was just kind of just to give you just enough for you to go out in the real world and then figure things out.
Yeah, I think most people, I would dare to say, Troy, the majority of the people listening to this don't know how to write a personal financial statement.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know their incomes and their income and their outgoing. They don't know their, if they did a self-assessment on their income expenses report just on themselves, they would have no idea how to do it. The vast majority of the folks, and it's done on purpose. It's not an accident that all this is not taught to you. It's done on purpose so that you stay in debt. The vast majority of people in the United States can't cover a $500 emergency bill. Right?
Like when you say the vast, you're talking like 70% of America can't cover a $500 emergency bill.
That's crazy. You know how insane that is in a first world country?
Yeah, especially when inflation's like 10%, $500 is not that much anymore.
Right. And then, so your little 10% raise that you got because they're pushing for $20 an hour is eliminated.
Yeah.
Right. It's washed away, and people don't realize it. They just see the propaganda from political folks that say, oh, I got you $20 an hour and give me a vote. But then gas is triple than what it was. Inflation is triple than what it was. Interest rates are triple than what it was. Your food costs. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you make all that money. You got eliminated.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing I think that people just need to understand is that you have to educate yourself. After a lot of people just need to understand that school was just to get you started. Once you get out in the real world is when you really need to learn.
Right. You have to learn the tax game. And the only way to learn the tax game, the safest and the easiest way is to invest in real estate, especially if you're a veteran like yourself, Troy, because you have the access to the VA loan, and the VA loan is zero money down, zero credit. You could buy and sell property. And you can refinance and do some of these infinite banking strategies that I can teach you through the militarymillionaires.com.
Yes, so please definitely reach out to him. Also, you can reach out to Military Millionaires Method on Instagram. And that is the militarymillionaires.com for Ernesto Gerardo. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, you've been listening to the Home Team with Troy and Not Wyatt. We hope you've enjoyed what you've heard today so far. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at loansfromtroy.com or give me a call, 855-299-HOME. And as always, this segment is brought to you by Security National Mortgage, where we turn houses into homes by financing your American dream. See you in just a minute.